smoke shop. I've worked here quite some time, and a lot of people come in here and they don't really know how to smoke. It's totally fine. It's not exactly something they taught you in school. After school, maybe. All right, folks, there's basically 3 different types of weed. So if you want to break them down, we can get into it. Indica, as you can tell by my amazing artwork, it's more of a sleepy type body high feeling. It's definitely better if you're trying to relax after a hard day. Whereas the other type, sativa, I like to imagine as a cup of coffee, not a cup of this brown. That's supposed to be hot. It's not poop. It's not stink lines. It's hot coffee. I just like to think of it as that because I smoke it in the morning. It kind of helps get me going, get my brain woken up. And finally, there's hybrids. Now, as you can tell, hybrids kind of are a mix between the two. It's when you combine 2 different plants and then they have a baby. So they can kind of fall up anywhere in this spectrum. Okay, at the club, they'll probably give you your weed in one of these different containers. A lot of times, they go with one of these little plastic pop tops. They're totally fine. I've had a couple of them break, but for the most part, they're very good. Sometimes they'll give it to you in a plastic bag. I've seen them give it to you in glass jars. Anything's good. I tend to move mine into these little containers, just a little bit more protection for my sake. Today, let's go through what I have in my hybrid jar. And basically, this is Thin Mint Cookies. It's from Divine Collective off Sherman Way. And it's got some great little nugs there. Super good smell, very piney. And yeah, THC content is about 22% with this guy. And I don't know if it comes from a main brand. There are a lot of big brands out there like Jungle Boys or 710 Labs, Cali Kush Farms. This one I think was grown from just a regular old grower doing God's work. But how do you smoke it? Well, there's a ton of different varieties. You can smoke it out of a pipe. A little harsh, but super convenient. Although I wouldn't want to smoke out of one for the whole night. Or you can roll it up into one of these little joints. Some places will actually have pre-made cones so that all you have to do is pour it in there. You don't even have to learn how to roll. It's awesome. You can turn it into wax and smoke it out of a pen. We live in the future. You can also use one of these little vaporizers. This is the PAX 2. Basically, it gets the product hot enough to where it breaks off the THC and leaves behind all the plant matter. So you're getting pure THC out of these guys, although they can be a little pricey. And then finally, there's my favorite way to smoke, and that's a bong. This is your bowl. You're going to put your weed in this little guy. This is your downstem. It goes into the bong. Water also goes in the bong. And when smoke travels through the water, it actually cools off and purifies it. It's probably the healthiest way to smoke outside of vaporizing, but it's going to give you a better hit. This is kind of an optional step, but it's something I like to do. I like to grind up my weed before I put it in my bowl. So you're basically going to take a piece of weed, take your grinder. I got a Santa Cruz shredder right here. Throw a little piece in there. Boom. Then we're going to grind. We're going to bump and grind. All right. Got that nice and ground up. I like to put in some kind of just folded paper, as you can see. And then I take my bowl, boom, and I just tap it right in there. Folks, thanks so much for watching. My name's Edd.Walton, and give me a call. You know what I'll be doing.